Am I the asshole for being the reason my friend's daughter had to go to the hospital? I know the title sounds horrible, but I don't know how else to put it. I am not a very busy person. I don't start college until I learn September, and I don't have a job. So not much to do. A few weeks ago my friend Alice, 22F, came to my door with her daughter Millie, 3F, and told me she really needs me. Apparently she had an emergency to attend to and she needed an urgent sitter. She didn't really ask and just gave me the kid and a bag of toys and books and told me she would be back in a few hours. I have no problem with this. Millie is a very sweet kid and she knows me well enough to be comfortable around me. Still, it was a bit unexpected, but I was going out to the cinema, so I thought I would take her with me and we would walk around a bit and watch something. Everything went smoothly. We watched a movie together. Millie seemed happy, and I was enjoying my time as well. Then we went to the park and I thought it would be nice to get us some ice cream. We both had vanilla swirls and she seemed to enjoy it for a bit, but as soon as we got home she started throwing up and developed what seemed to be a rash. I thought maybe she got a bug or something and called her mom, but when she didn't pick up I took her to the hospital. Apparently, Millie has a mild allergy to dairy. Alice did not tell me this. I have never seen Alice give her dairy, but I thought that was a dietary choice, and to be honest, I did not take that much notice to it. I never knew this explicitly. She was safe and nothing bad was going to happen to her, but she was obviously very uncomfortable until I learned the antihistamines kicked it. I kept calling Alice and she only picked up a few hours later, and as soon as I told her we were at the hospital, she got furious. I apologized many times, sent them cards and a present for Millie, but apparently she has been telling our group of friends that I tried to hurt Millie and I should not be trusted around children. Some of our friends berated me for my lack of attention and told me I would have to carry the responsibility if anything worse had happened to Millie. I tried to explain I didn't know and nothing worse was going to happen, and I did my best to help her, but it still became a divisive event. Aita, is it really all my fault? I really want what's best for Millie and I would never do anything to hurt her. Update. Am I the asshole for not waking my partner up and causing him to miss a family trip? https www.reddit.com Amith asshole. Comments, Uzi2, Aita _for not waking my partner up and causing him. UTM medium equals Android app and UTM source equals share. After posting this I received messages expressing concern and advice, so I thought I'd update about how things turned out. The morning after this incident my partner got out of bed when the kids did and took the older girls out for breakfast. Later I asked him if he'd be willing to read the thread and he agreed. He was very subdued afterwards, and didn't say much except for agreeing that he was in awe. The next day he took off work and saw his GP. Started on antidepressants, and we had a long talk. He was ashamed by how he was acting and to see strangers comparing him to children. He cried when realized how much he was letting everyone down, especially his daughters who will grow up thinking this is normal behavior. He confirmed that this all started when we lived with his parents a few years back. He left home at 17 to get away from his mother, and she told him he'd fail as men need a woman to look after them. He felt like a failure, so it was easy for his mother to feed him other ideas. And she would also manipulate things I did to look like he was incompetent as a person. E.g., I'd tell him to relax and I'd handle the dishes. And his mother twisted it into me thinking he was incompetent, so he should just stop helping at all. He'd wake up feeling useless. And she managed to convince him that he was unhappy because I wasn't taking care of him the way a wife should. He decided to got no contact with her, which didn't go well. She cried and told him he was a horrible son for abandoning his mother, and that I was trying to control him by forcing him to do it. He blocked her, but she just used different numbers to continue calling him. After a week or so he ended up changing his number, and we haven't heard from his family since. He brought up that he was unhappy at work as it wasn't stimulating enough. But he felt like he couldn't leave. I offered to pick up some part-time work, but he said no. He talked to his boss and took some time off, and eventually quit. He spoke to my dad, who used some connections and got him a good job at his company. The new job is a primarily work-from-home position, so he is able to help with the girls more and has more free time. He is able to take the girls to school and watch them play while he works, which they all enjoy. Before he started the new job he booked a trip for us to go to the snow for a week. We had a blast and it was lovely to see him relaxed and happy and enjoying our girls and life. He's promised to be more honest about how he's feeling and our relationship has improved immensely. Am I the asshole for telling my dad, his wife and both their parents to fuck off and lay off my mom? My parents divorced when I was 7 because my dad was having an affair with his current wife and had gotten her pregnant. My life was a mess after. My mom was broken and my dad was really trying to bring me and my sister into this perfect family mold with his wife. But because he did a bad job of keeping me out of it, I knew, and I didn't like either of them for it. I still don't. I think his wife is a homewrecker because she knew us before she and my dad started their affair. And I think my dad is also a homewrecker. And a bad husband and even a bad dad to me. For breaking up my family in the way he did and causing so much instability. And for exposing it in a way that would hurt my mom but also air everything to me. Yet expecting me to be okay with everything. Ultimately, my mom kept her distance from them and I respect that. She has never said a bad thing about them to me. But she did sit me down and tell me that she would not be able to present a friendly front with my dad and that when people hurt us, sometimes the healthiest thing is to avoid being around them so we don't fight or make things worse. And that was what she was doing. My dad and his wife ended up in a bad financial position 3 years ago and things at their house have been very tight. So my sister and I ended up staying with our mom and going to dad's sometimes. My dad had a birthday recently and we were all at his house. With his parents and ILS. And they all started talking shit about my mom not doing more to help the household when she knew my half-siblings were not doing great. I told them to fuck off with that shit and lay off my mom who owes none of them. Even the kids anything. I said if they wanted her to be more involved they should never have cheated behind her back and my dad shouldn't have done the most to hurt her when he told the truth. My sister agreed with me. She said it's not like we even cared about the kids so why should mom? We ended up leaving early and my dad and my grandparents have been on my case about being assholes to everyone. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter that if she wanted me to raise her baby then she shouldn't have gotten pregnant? My 52 meters daughter Amanda, 27F, and her husband Chris, 25 meters, married a few months ago. Amanda has lived on her own since college, but still is in the general area. Currently Amanda and Chris aren't that focused on their future. Mostly on having fun and doing things while they're still young. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion, and I think that young people should have that kind of period in their life. Especially after the pandemic. I got a call from Amanda. She and Chris told me how they have taken several tests and confirmed that Amanda is pregnant. They would be hosting an announcement dinner, but wanted immediate family to know right away. They could barely wait as they had been trying since they were married. Note that this was an intended pregnancy. I told them I was thrilled to be a grandpa. The dinner party happened last week and the announcement was met with only happiness and excitement. Chris and Amanda were talking to a friend and Chris made a comment along the lines of good thing that Bobby. Me. Well, while we're at work. I was confused and asked what they were talking about. Amanda revealed that she and Chris were expecting me to always watch the baby while they were working and so they could have fun time while not working. Now I love my children and will never regret being their dad. But I didn't sign up for a new baby. I'm done with all that. I want to enjoy my retirement and be free without any underage children. I explained this to Amanda and Chris. Also that there are many great daycare options in the area. Amanda began to cause a scene because you told me you were thrilled to be a grandpa. I responded that exactly. I was thrilled to be a grandpa, not a parent to this baby. She said that I should help out since I don't have to worry about working. I receive a pension, and that she's young and these are supposed to be the best years of her life. And she thinks it's unfair that she and Chris's life should be all about a baby. Quote, I was very frank and responded that, Amanda, of course, you and Chris's life is going to be all about a baby. That's what it means to be a parent. You should not have gotten pregnant if you just expected someone else to raise your child. Amanda yelled at me, don't be surprised when I put you in a shitty nursing home. My son, Michael, says that I was harsh in my delivery by not my message. My son, Nathan, agreed that Amanda and Chris are expecting too much and it was irresponsible to purposely get pregnant when they believe they don't have time to raise a baby. My sister, Sandra, however, told me my comment was callous and misogynistic, and I haven't raised a newborn in 20 years and don't realize how much harder being a parent has gotten. And I can agree to start providing at least 4 days of childcare per week then go from there. Multiple family members are agreeing with Sandra, so I'm looking for some unbiased perspectives on here. Am I the asshole for saying my sister deserved to be bullied? Sister is 16F. Right after school ended for the summer she showed our parents the bullying she had been dealing with since January. It went right up into the summer and was relentless apparently. Our parents were outraged and they contacted some at the school to complain and say a meeting needs to be held so nothing like this can happen in September. My parents looked for me to support my sister before I leave town for college. I'm staying somewhere else already but still local. I told them I was not going to support her or be her shoulder to lean on. That she was all theirs and I wish them luck. They said my sister has been through hell and she deserves my support. My love, and to know she has people behind her. I told them my sister deserved what she got and maybe she can now learn. For context, my sister has been a bully since she was about 6. It started small and super childish. But over the years she has bullied more than a dozen kids and she's been the reason at least 2 kids in her class transferred schools mid-year. She spread rumors about girls being pregnant. She has told kids they were ugly and should wear paper bags over their head. She has spoiled kids' lunch, has stolen from others, has called people diseased, and made a huge deal about not going near this one girl because people might catch something. Even going as far as leaving her without a partner in class one time. And the school calling our parents because she stood up in front of everyone and said she was a walking disease and nobody wanted to catch that off her. So that's who my sister is, and that's the reason I said she deserved it. Because to me, it might be the only way she can learn. And honestly, I'm not even sure I love her with how I have seen her treat others. Even me she hasn't been great to. My parents think I am the worst ever though. Aita?